Mr. Blunt is talked about before you see him, and you go, oh man, there he is, oh shit, he's here. It's not like I have to come in and start with any shenanigans. I just walk in, and I'm the guy that everyone's been talking about. And I think that's part of the setup for some interesting characters. I mean, obviously. There was a theater in Los Angeles that it played, you know, every Saturday night at midnight. I went there once with Quentin and with Lawrence Tierney, and we sat in the back row and we watched the movie. And all the people that were in the theater, they knew all the dialogue, and they were speaking along with the characters and saying the dialogue, you know, like simultaneously with the guys in the movies. They knew some of the lines, you know, why do I have to be Mr. Pink, you know, and stuff like that, and you know, I'm going to torture you anyway, and you know, things like that. These standout kind of memory things, and I knew that the movie was good. I've always thought that it was, but I had never seen it with an audience before, and so it was kind of strange. It was kind of cool to see it that way. The guy from Reservoir Dogs will be on my tombstone. They won't even put my name, unless I'm buried in England somewhere. Then they would probably remember. They're really good to me over there. And I walk down the street, you know, like, fucking hell, it's Mr. Blonde. They really like me over there. You'd think Reservoir Dogs just came out yesterday. Well, you know, the fact of the matter is that, hey, Hud, say again? Is that yours? Well, son, there's about 350 million toys in this house, and I have to be honest with you, I really couldn't tell you. If you say so, I'll back you up. That's Hud's. It's his. You have to back your sons up. You have to back your children up, because one day I'll be old and I'll need those boys to look after me. And I hope maybe one of them ends up liking me. Maybe that's why I've had so many. Maybe he'll remember that this day I told everyone that that toy was his, when it probably isn't. So they plot against each other. It's incredible. You know, anyway, what was I talking about? I would have much rather have not been my demise. In fact, I think I probably tried to talk Quentin out of it. I think that's why I elongated my death scene so long. You know, because bang, 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 bang. And I wanted to bang against some caskets and knock them over and stuff. I remember that I think we were going to try to shoot it that way, and then we were really running out of time. We didn't have any time to do that movie. Much less time than one would imagine. I remember a little reluctance on his part to let me be halfway up on the garbage can and then to fall down. Anyway, I tried to elongate my demise scene by having that final moment where he goes boom. I would have made it go on forever if I could have, you know. But you never know. Maybe they could, you know, in the sequel I could be in the emergency room. Of course, Mr. Orange at that point would be dead, and he'd be gone. But I'd survive in the emergency room in the air, because I didn't lose nearly that much blood. I'm sitting here looking at this book, and not only did I not know there was a book, but why is Tim on the cover? If you ask Tim, I think he's pretty sure that the movie is about Mr. Orange. He thinks it's about his character. Tim, you know, you're my dear friend, but it's not about Mr. Orange. So I developed this thing for birds, I don't know. And then we got a great big cockatoo. We had him for a long time. His name is Marlin. He's from Nebraska. He's a Cornhusker. We named him Marlin after Marlon Brando, because Marlin's from Nebraska, you know, it's one of those things. An actor with a bird named Marlin, you know. It's kind of stupid, but kind of charming, actually. Yeah, he's a good bird, though. He's very tame. With me, he is. I can take him out and hold him like a baby and turn him upside down and everything. He's really cool, but he won't let anyone else do it. He'll attack them.
No,
He's an attack bird. Get him, Marlin. I was like the guy who never fit in. No, I was the guy who didn't belong, you know. I was always like the one in school that the teacher would be like, you know, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, what, you know? I was, who the hell is she looking at, you know? I was the odd man out for some reason. And, oh, that's Sasko. He's my German Shepherd. He came from Germany. They flew him over on a jet. He has a tattoo inside of his ear and everything. Yeah, he's a good doggy. He's a good man. Sasko! I was from Chicago. You know, I hadn't really done very much acting. I tried a little bit of theater. It didn't work out very well and didn't pay my bills by any stretch of the imagination. I had gone to New York for a while and, you know, I was just banging around and I was working at a gas station. I was fixing cars and pumping a lot of gas, and I had been an orderly in a hospital. I had been a landscaper and painted garages. I had some ideas of being a policeman once upon a time, and I actually wanted to be a doctor, believe it or not, but I knew that I'd never make it through school, so that was that wasn't meant to be, so that never happened. I was doing a lot of small, low-budget movies, and I had done a lot of episodic television, and mostly playing like the Hood. I was going to change my name to Michael Hood. When I was first becoming an actor, I thought it was a cool sounding name. Michael Hood, you know. I kicked around for a long time before I had ideas of being an actor, but I didn't really know if the situation was going to ever present itself, and so it kind of just, I don't know, you know, now I'm stuck with it, so. In actuality, you know, Mr. Blonde's car wasn't really, you know, all you ever see of the car is the trunk. And in fact, it was my car. I had a 65 Cadillac. I had a yellow Coupe de Ville, which was my, you know, get-around car anyway. And it wasn't in the budget for Mr. Blonde to have a car, so they used my car for that scene when I go to the car. Anyway, I was trying to figure out, you know, what I was gonna do with this character. And I was actually, I was asleep on the floor in the production office, and the actor who plays the cop in the chair, he woke me up, and he said, Michael, I need you to do something for me as research on the character. And I was like, okay, man, you know, what's that gonna be? And he said, I want to get in your trunk. And I said, what are you talking about, man? And he said, no, I want to get in the trunk of your car. He said, I've never been in anyone's trunk before, and I want to know what it feels like to be in the trunk. And so I said, yeah, okay, and we went outside, and then I kind of realized, I thought to myself, well, you know, this is good research for me too, because now I got someone in my trunk, and he's dressed as a cop. Subconsciously, you know, maybe it brings something to my character. So we went outside, and he got in the trunk, and Quentin was in the parking lot, as was Lawrence Bender, the producer, and they watched us depart. And what I was going to do was just go around the block and come back. As I got underway, I realized that there was something interesting going on, the dynamics of it, and so I turned on the radio, and I just started cruising around. And I went down an alley that was a lot of potholes in it, you know, boom, 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 boom. And it got faster and faster, and I could hear Kirk back there, and he was banging on the thing, you know. Get me out of here, what the fuck's the matter with you, you crazy motherfucker? You know, I had gone down this alley that was a lot longer than I anticipated. And as I got to the end of it, I had to swing back around to go back to the set. And when I went around the corner, there was a Taco Bell. So I went through. And, you know, he was, what the fuck are you doing? I got a taco, I got a Coke, and I got fries. Well, I didn't think any fries, but, you know, I don't want to make things up. And I had to turn the music up louder because I was afraid the people in Taco Bell were going to call the cops on me or something. And because at that point in time, he was making a lot of racket, you know. And there was a lot of junk in the trunk that had been flying around and banging him and stuff. Because let me tell you, the way he looked when I finally got back and opened the trunk was not at all the way he looked in the movie. But they should have used the take from when he first got out, because it was a lot more realistic, you know, because he was very sweaty and very pissed off. You know, cool is a hard word. I mean, that's a big tag, that cool thing. I don't think cool is an actable quality. I think it's one of those things that you either have it or you don't, and I think that coolness has kind of become a little bit bastardized. And there's been a lot of guys who have made tremendous careers out of playing cool characters that they haven't brought anything to it. I grew up in the days of Robert Mitchum and Kirk Douglas and Burt Lancaster and Lee Marvin. And one of my favorite lines in Reservoir Dogs is when I look at Harvey and I say, I bet you're a big Lee Marvin fan, aren't you? I think I'm a throwback to that time and those guys, and perhaps maybe that's why he cast me, I don't know. I'm not going to be remembered for Free Willy, put it that way. Or will I?